there are two common errors of using static variables I would like to speak about. The first one has to do with the programming pattern that we have walked you over about a point and point collector using a multi-value reference type attributes, right? And with the integer counter. That's a programming pattern that we spoke about. Presumably, you have gone over that pattern already quite many times. Let's now consider this fragment of code over here. Let's now go over that quickly, right? Of course, the highlight will be the static keyword over here. And should that be valid? Should that be appropriate or inappropriate? That's something you gotta judge. We got a client class, and then we got an array of accounts. And the account is simply the account class that we spoke about previously. And then we want you to use an integer counter, the number of accounts, or NOA, if you like. And we now, rather than having the NOA being non-static, as we showed to you in the written notes and also in the previous lecture. So now we change it from non-static to static by declaring using the static keyword. And then we got this mutator here. We say add account, and then simply adding some account objects using the counter value over here. And notice that it would be valid to say this number of accounts over here. It would be okay, even though it is static, right? We spoke about in Eclipse, it's just going to give you a warning about you're not really using you're not really accessing this static variables in a static way. You should have simply said clients.number of accounts, right? That's something as a reminder. And then we simply increment the counter as well, right? So this seems to be pretty consistent with what we did previously. The only difference is we are changing from non-static to static. And do you think it's going to work at the runtime when we actually try to add different accounts into different clients? Is it going to work? All right, you may pause the video and think about it. This might be a very nice essay type of question that you might be asked in your exam. So in your comprehensive exam, you will be asked to actually demonstrate your knowledge about OO programs. So if I give you simply this question, I say this is a fragment of code for consideration, and now judge whether or not it is valid. If it is valid, you can simply give me one example illustrating how it works at runtime. If it is not valid, give me a runtime scenario where it is not valid, right? So that will be your essay question. All right, pause the video and think about it. Assuming that you have thought about it, so I would say let's now visualize some examples together, and then you will see right away why this may not be valid. So that's a short answer. But the even more important is to know about why it is not working well, just by adding the static keyword, just by adding a single word. Let's now take a look. You can see static, okay, the class definition we have already gone over. And now let's now consider this particular tester, right? Assuming that there's a main method, I just didn't have space. We're going to create two clients, and then we got two accounts, and we want to add account number 1 to Bill, and we want to add account number 2 to Steve, right? That's the overall picture. And if you can already see what the problem is, good for you. But if you haven't, let's now visualize together with you, right? To make sure you're fine. Let's now go on to the first one. So when I say client Bill, new client Bill, right? Assuming that the clients would actually get, let's say we also got name attribute. I simply just didn't put it. Okay, that's fine. So let's now try to visualize the first line over here. So that means Bill will store the address of an client's objects. So we got the client's objects over here. For the purpose of illustration, I will only put the two attributes that we are interested. So let's say we put these two attributes, right? We got accounts. I'll just say ACCS, right? Accounts. And we didn't really show the public constructor information for the clients, but we can assume that the constructor is simply just going to initialize the array of certain size. Let's say maybe 5, okay? Let's say it's going to point to the beginning address of some array over here, and then of size 5, for example. I will simply just show the first few slots over here. So it's going to be 0, 1, all the way to, we know the last index should be, let's say 4. Okay, so that will be for this attribute here. And then what about the counter, right? You can see as far as the counter is concerned, number of accounts over here, because it's declared as static, and to visualize it, as I said before, we should not simply put a number of accounts over here. It's not the way to go, because it should be standing alone, right? So what I should do is, I'm going to say, let me highlight this particular static variable, because it is static. So I'm going to just put it aside over here. So I'll simply put it over here, and then let me call that number of accounts, right? Just for short. All right. Initially, it's going to be of value 0. So you can see this particular NOA is created even before the very first client object is created, right? That's something we said already in the Eclipse in the previous video. All right. So now we got Bill and we got NOA. So let's see how we can create Steve. So let me try to do client Steve would be new client Steve, right? It'll be very similar if you allow me to save some drawing. So I will just copy this object over here. They will have exactly the same structure over here. And then, except that, let me make it green first. And then, the reference over here is going to be Steve. Okay, let me just make it thinner. All right, Steve, right? And then the number of accounts wouldn't change, right? It will be the same, right? Stay the same. Nothing has been updated yet. So after this particular line, that's what we have, right? Let's now try to go on, and we are going to create 2 account objects. We got ACC1, and also we got ACC2. So these 2 are rather easy. Let me just create the 2 accounts. Okay, so it's going to be ACC1 stores the address of an account objects, let's say over here, and also we got ACC2. Let me just move this a little bit above. Let's say ACC1 and ACC2. It will store the address of another account objects over here, accounts, right? And actually, maybe I should have actually got also their names over here, but for simplicity, I simply wouldn't. Let's say I also got some default constructor for the account class, right? Let me just put the account over here. So just for illustration, account and also account. So far, so good. Let's now try to execute the add account method mutator. Let's now see the case where Bill is the context object over here, right? Let's now see what's going to happen. You might be able to see what's going on right now once we get to trace it. So now Bill.add account ACC1. So we are executing this method over here. So now every occurrence of this will be replaced by Bill. And also the argument is going to be ACC1. ACC1. And what's going to happen if I try to do this? Accounts, you can think about this also implicit this, right? You can think about this also an implicit this. And this will also be replaced by Bill, right? So we are really doing Bill.accounts add position Bill.number of accounts, which is really accessing NOA in a not in a static way, but it's 0 anyway. We know that, right? So Bill.accounts add position 0 is going to copy the address of the ACC, which is ACC1 in this case, right? You can see that, right? Right. So we also got ACC1 over here. Let me write it down over here. So what's happening over here? Let me put a star, right? So what we got is Bill.accounts add position Bill.number of accounts is assigned to ACC1. Okay, and we know that Bill.NOA is really 0, right? Accessing this static variable. So it's going to actually try to change this particular slot and make sure it points to wherever ACC1 is pointing to, right? So let me see what might be the best way to draw this. Okay, let's try this. So now it is going to point to wherever ACC1 is pointing to. So that's for Bill. Seems to be okay because index 0 indeed is going to store the very first account for Bill. What's going to happen after this? After this, we're actually going to say Bill dot number of accounts NOA plus plus. This might be the problem because Bill is actually some context object, right? But this number of accounts NOA is actually static. So we're going to update it by incrementing it from 0 to 1. The problem is the next account object, for example, Steve, who is going to use the NOA, is going to be 1 to begin with rather than 0. So this is why this will be problematic. In the correct version, we will simply say this will be non-static, meaning that when Steve, another account, is trying to use NOA, they will simply use their own copy, their own local copy of NOA, which will be 0 to begin with, rather than the share version. Right? Let me complete the tracing. But what I just said is a really important insight into the subject. Let's now try to trace the last line. If I say Steve.add account ACC2, right? So now I'm basically trying to execute the same method, but now the context object will be Steve, and the argument will be ACC2, right? So now I'm executing this method once more. So now ACC will be ACC2. So ACC2. And context object will be Steve. So context object will be Steve, right? Context object will be Steve. Context object will be Steve. So we're going to do Steve dot accounts at position Steve dot number of accounts, really accessing this particular static variable, is going to be assigned to ACC2. And then we're going to say Steve dot number of accounts plus plus, right? Let me write it down precisely. So this will be star star. So I'm going to write it on the top. It will be very similar to this line, of course. Let me write it down for completeness. So I'm going to say Steve dot accounts at index Steve dot number of accounts over here is assigned to ACC2. That's the argument we have, right? So what's going to happen here? What's going to happen here is you can see when I say Steve dot number of accounts over here, is going to refer to this particular static variable, which is going to be 1. So this value here is actually 1 rather than 0, right? It's Steve. It should be a brand new account to really add in the Steve should be a brand new client to adding this particular account ACC2. So now how do we visualize this line? So Steve dot accounts at index 1. So we're going to say Steve dot accounts at index 1 over here. So you can see 0 is untouched. It's going to point to wherever ACC2 is pointing to. Let's now do it. So you can see here, Steve dot accounts at position 1 is going to point to wherever ACC2 is pointing to, right? So now what's happening over here is you can see this part over here remain to be null. So that's the problem, right? And after this, we are simply just going to complete the execution by executing over here Steve.number of accounts plus plus, right? So that one's going to increment the value over here from 1 to 2. From 1 to 2. Meaning that if, let's say we got another account, let's say let's say we got another clients, let's say Bill, Steve, and Alan. Let's say we create another Alan. And what's going to be the problem? So that means when we add the very first account for client Alan, they will start storing their first account objects at index 2 rather than index 0. So the mixtape will simply go on, right? You can see that. So in this particular case, when we make it static, we're going to waste the space for the clients starting from the second clients being created in the program. All right. And if you actually reveal over here, that's basically what we just illustrated over here. Okay, it might be easier if let's just go this way here. You can see for Bill, it's going to be going to change that to position 0, but for Steve, it's actually going to change at position 1. So that's the problem, right? Okay, so that's about really this particular common mistake. If you simply thought, oh, maybe I just learned about static, so maybe why don't I simply just add static to my integer counter, maybe because there's only a single copy, so maybe I can save some space. That's a good intention, but it's simply wrong for the reason we just illustrated. Okay, and to fix it, you just have to get rid of the static. Okay, so that's the first common mistake I would like to speak about. All right, so if you go on, so that was that's exactly what just went through, and that's the correct version. And these 2 points are about the rationale for why the version using static is actually wrong. You can read it through, but I have explained that already.